On June 30, 2022, the DLC for Cuphead was released. In that very DLC, a new boss was introduced, a twist villain. The boss I'm talking about is of course none other than Chef Saltbaker. With a phase 1 with 4 unique attacks that can stack on top of each other, a phase 2 where you have to kill pepper shakers that indirectly damage the boss for you, a phase 3 where a statue of salt will chase you around while a pizza cutter rolls around, and a final phase where 2 huge areas of denial limit your movement while the heart of the boss travels at high speeds. Chef Saltbaker was and still is a boss notorious for its difficulty. These 4 phases combined can result in an extremely long boss, so long in fact that the game gives you a 3-minute time limit on the scoreboard. As you might imagine, speedrunners were already on the lookout to speed up this boss in any means necessary. Back in the early days of DLC speedrunning, the charge spread whipping combo was dominating the field. Meanwhile, the legendary runner Grandius was dreaming big and experimenting with the lobber spread whipping combo. It wasn't looking good for lobber spread however, as charge spread was beating every best lobber spread time by full seconds. As time passed however, Grandius started getting better and more confident at the bosses with lobber spread. However, one huge wall was Chef Saltbaker. The charge spread runners were getting times that were 10 seconds better than lobber spread's best time consistently. Then, with a stroke of luck, runner Favix531 found out that you could hit triple damage lobber EXs if you position yourself all the way on the left side of the screen in the third phase. Then the Mexican runner, who was in Grandius' chat at the time of Favix telling Grandius about the news, suggested a consistent way of timing the triple damage lobber EXs, as the timing itself was the main problem. Now the final phase of Chef was drastically shorter, which was already a huge victory for lobber spread. The lobber spread hungered for more. It seemed that maybe a phase skip would be possible, and perhaps even run viable. Fast forward a little bit, runners discovered the existence of the Curse Shaker. The Curse Shaker was a very specific shaker that could spawn as phase 2 died and you could kill for extra damage. However, this Curse Shaker was not consistent at all and Grandius had no idea how it worked. However, Assassin Narga came in like a godsend and went cold diving to figure out how exactly the Curse Shaker worked, and he did. Turns out, there was 21 frames of a glitched hitbox in the first phase that you need to fit in a specific amount of damage for the Curse Shaker to be killable. With this newly acquired knowledge, Grandius set out to making consistent phase 2 setups that could get him the Curse Shaker on certain health values Chef ended up having in the first phase. However, even with consistent Curse Shakers, it was still not quite enough damage to skip the third phase. Grandius wondered, what if you could do something about the lobber trap in the third phase? The damage of the lobber trap was always all over the place, and if you could somehow squeeze in enough lobbers, you could maybe achieve the phase skip. And so Grandius theory crafted for hours on end, and ended up with the Giga Lobber Trap's first version. And so, the Ultimate Jutsu was born, a phase skip worthy of the final boss of the DLC. But this was not the end of the story for the Ultimate Jutsu. Runner YT one day randomly hit the Ultimate Jutsu by chance, and this one lucky run fueled him to figure out how to make this trick somewhat consistent. Before YT worked on the Giga Lobber Trap, it would almost always yield only 9 lobbers, but he knew fitting in 10 lobbers was possible and he was determined to make it consistent. And after about analyzing his own clips and practicing inputs, figured out consistent visual cues that would always get him 10 lobbers and boost the trick's consistency by a large margin. But what about charge spread? Runner Quinsley_0 had theorized that maybe a trick similar to the Ultimate Jutsu phase skip would be possible, but instead of skipping the phase, this version of the trick, dubbed the Chargement Jutsu, would freeze Chef in his third phase permanently. The Chargement Jutsu required the runner to get Chef's health down to a very low threshold, and after this they will fit in a charge shot, a spread EX, and a couple frames spread on the glitched hitbox in phase 1 to allow 2 Curse Shakers to be killed. The first Cursed Shaker would push Chef's health down low, and the second Cursed Shaker would kill off Chef's third phase before it even began, permanently locking Chef in phase 3. And thus we arrive at the present, where the tricks are utilized and runs widely. Where would the DLC take us next? We do not know, but it is sure that we have come very far. Thank you for watching.
Oh my god, what? What? Dude, where did that hack come? What? Oh my god, what? Dude, this was just like the first run of the day. Oh my god, dude. What?